Hello, and thank you for watching this course on building a Cisco branch network. Now, in this lesson, we're gonna ask ourselves this question: what's in a network simulator? So, I asked you in my previous lesson to download a software called Packet Tracer from the Cisco NetAcad website, and hopefully you did install it. And, okay, what do we do with it now that we have it? What can we do with it? What are its limitations? So, let's dive in. So this is the default view of the Cisco Packet Tracer. As you can see, it's a large white canvas waiting for you to do something with it. And yes, initially it is not very intuitive what to do with it because this is an educational tool for network learning and you need to kind of know what you wish to do before you start dealing with it. So beside the white canvas, it has a toolbar, and here you can save your packet tracer file. So for instance, if you're gonna set up a particular network simulation, you want to come back to it later and you want the status of it to be saved so you can resume your work without having to start again, you can do that. Just like you would do with a Word or PowerPoint document, you can just save. Okay, so save, and then I can name it. Let's put it here. What's in a network simulator? Sample file. And in this case, it is going to be saved as a .pkt, as in packet. And I can come back to this later. So now I'm working on something that I can keep saving, like if it was an office tool, right? Like PowerPoint, Excel, or whatnot. And then since it has a toolbar, it has different options. And of course, we're not gonna go through that because we want to just focus on what this is for. So first thing first, it is a network simulator. It will generate files out of your practices and you can save those files so you can resume your efforts later without having to start again. That's an important thing to understand. Now, the canvas is here because for setting up a network, you need to have visibility on several devices and how they are interconnected with each other. Okay? Several devices and their interconnections form what we call a logical topology. You can see it here, logical. So let me give you an example. Here in the lower left side, you have the different devices that you can add to this simulator. So network devices comes first, and if you notice, it is divided here into routers, switches, hubs, wireless devices, security, and one emulation. If we go end devices, it displays a new menu below here. So end devices, home, smart seat, and stuff like that, yeah? And it displays the models here. So in network components, you have the models of routers. If you choose the switch, the models of switches. If you choose the hubs, the models of hubs. And again, in end devices, you can put here these items like CTs and stuff like that to enhance your representation. But the main thing it's displayed here. You can put your PC, laptop, server, different type of end devices. You can do the same for components like cards. You can put the links. So the links with which you are gonna interconnect devices. And then you got some miscellaneous categories and multi-user connections, which we're not going to delve in. So interesting. So this is the menu of things that you're going to be interacting with and adding to the canvas. So let's just add a end device, something that maybe we are all familiar with, so a laptop. Okay? So you add a laptop, now you have a laptop. Fine. Okay? So now you want to have, say, a regular desktop PC, and you want to add a server. Now you get a laptop, a PC, and a server. Great, amazing. So now they are here. So what are they? They are drawings, right? They are drawings, but the thing with a simulator is they are not just drawings. You can do things with them. So is this a full computer that I'm gonna double click and it's gonna display a full operating system? No, it's a simulation. It's a simulator, a simulated computer. So I can double click on it. And I have certain capabilities. So I can go to configuration and I can add IP address, for instance, IP configuration, a terminal, I can simulate a terminal or a command prompt. So ipconfig, and I'm gonna get data as if it was an actual computer, for instance. And I have different features here, right? Different features that I could use. So this is not a full computer, it's a simulated computer, but it has enough features and simulated applications that we can test network designs and network configurations with it. If I go to the server or to the PC, it's gonna be the same. They are not full computers that are gonna boot an operating system. They are simulated, but they have enough features and programs and configuration options that it allows me to test a network. Make sense? So now, this is meant to be a network simulator, so we need network devices, right? So let's go to network devices. And so the very first thing, primary thing, if I want to connect all of them to each other, what do I need? Well, in modern networks, we need a switch. So I'm gonna drag this 2960 here. This is a Cisco switch, all right? And then I am going to connect them to the switch. I go to the connections, and just to make things simple, I'm gonna hit the this lightning bolt, because what it does is it chooses the proper connection for me without me having to know what the proper connection is. And so we click on one device and connect to the other. And now, believe it or not, this is a first network. This right here is a small local area network. Okay? Now, for this to work, we need to configure a way for them to know each other, so an identity. And that identity is going to be an IP address. But we're not going to get to that yet, because right now we're just reviewing the simulator, okay? But once they have an IP address with the default configuration of the switch, they will be able to talk to each other, and boom, you have a LAN, local area network. So now you can see how you can simulate networks using this. Now, the key thing with learning Cisco, because this is about building a Cisco branch network, is this little drawing here, this little rectangle, the switch. Just like the computers, it also has the capability of running a simulated operating system, a simulated set of features. And this is a CLI, meaning a command line operating system, which is called the Cisco IOS. So I can interact with commands here. I can also see a bit of a user interface, a graphical user interface. I can also see how it physically looks. So this is, I can zoom it in. This is how the switch will look. So the real view of the switch is like you see here above. It's not square with arrows. That's just a logical representation. This is how it looks, okay? And so that also helps you differentiate between what's a logical and physical topology. It's not like in real life, a network looks like this. Oh yeah, look, like rectangle with lines and computers and triangles. This is for you to easily view and understand it and manage it, okay, from a conceptual or logical perspective. But in the physical world, it'll look more like this. Like there is a wiring closet, right? And there are things on it, okay? And so you see there is a server. If you click on it, there is a switch. There is a rack. So a rack is a physical cabinet or a piece of office gear. I don't know how to call it, furniture gear, that allows you to stack network devices, and you can see the cables here, right? So this is really how that looks. That topology looks like that. Probably there's gonna be computers somewhere around here, but at least the server and the switch and the rack are here, and then power distribution outlets. And so that's how things look, okay? And so if I go, you see there's a PC here connected somewhere in the office. So I can double click on it and I can see like the actual like CPU case and all of that. So this is how things look in real life in the cubicles and offices and a building floor plan. But the reality of it is, when we want to configure and logically understand how things are connected, this is easier. This is cleaner, right? Although a physical topology is also important to understand for distribution and understanding where things physically are and all of that. But yeah, that's how a network simulation, our simulator, works. Now, if I start configuring things in the switch here, and if I can start configuring IP addresses here on the computers, on the endpoints, I'm going to start achieving things. But that, we're going to keep it for a next video, because now that we have a basic understanding of what the network simulator does, we can have a look at our requirements of building a branch network. Sounds like a plan? Alrighty, see you in the next video.